Hey everybody, clearing. All right, this is going to be a divine masculine check-in. First off, we're just going to see a special message from your DM to you feminines. What would they say if they could tell you anything at this time? What is it that the masculines would share? Queen of Pentacles, you're the one. You're the one. You're the only one for me. Aw, lovely. Lovely. What's at the bottom of the deck? Six of Swords. So they're making progress behind the scenes because they really feel like you're the best one. Okay, let's dive in and get into what are they consciously thinking about the connection, thinking about you at this time, feminines. What is their heart space telling them about this connection? And you, what are they wishing to manifest? What is their plan of action that we can take a look at? What challenges them the most at this time? What is their spirit-guided solution for that challenge? Direction in the near future? This deck is going to be some advice for you masculines regarding these energies you're navigating, and this deck is going to be advice for feminines regarding what we're seeing here for the masculines. Okay. Let's get into it. So conscious mind about the connection. Aw, 2 peas in a pod. I laughed a lot. I was picking peas from my garden and I got one with 2 peas in it. It made me smile. Okay, and Seal of Venus, elemental magic, self-love, and protection. They feel very, very seen, cared for, safe, protected by your love. They think so highly of you, divine feminines, and it really sustains them even while you're apart. What is the advice here, masculines? Wow, speaking your word, voice. So this is also giving you the opportunity, masculines. We've been seeing in recent weeks the clearing of communication pathways in these connections because your feminine loves you so much and is able to discern what you mean beyond your surface attempts at communication. It's not easy to speak from the heart, to speak the emotional truth, the soul's wisdom. And in those times when you haven't quite conveyed those messages accurately, your feminine has loved you and felt the love and been able to believe in that love, even when the wording hasn't come out right or when it's been skewed. And so this is bringing in that confidence. This is just a confirmation that you are safe to speak and practice speaking more and more authentically, more and more beautifully out into the world towards your feminine, that you're safe. You're safe to blunder, to get it wrong, to try and try again, and your feminine ain't going nowhere. Because they love you and they can feel the intention, they can feel the love, where others may completely misunderstand you. Your divine feminine has what it takes to get you on every level. Advice for the feminines. Yes, your masculine loves you. So, this is just a confirmation. You're not wrong. And you can see what this is doing in the life of your masculine, learning how to speak and express. Part of the fear of commitment is the fear of our intentions not being seen and being entrapped in something that becomes painful because of drama and confusion, misunderstandings. The masculines would be broken inside to do that, to experience that with you, feminines. Yeah, so that has been part of, this deep, deep trust building, this sharing of emotions, this emotional availability. These masculines have learned from a young age it's not safe to express, or that they aren't that clear with it. They're very minimal with their communication because they do not want to be misinterpreted, and they are very simple with their communication because they are attempting to be very cut and dry, straightforward, and clear. But as we know, sometimes that's not as clear as it can be. So yeah, this is a work in progress. It's also The blessing for you feminines is trusting the love, because with karmic partners, when you're not loved and you have a karmic partner that is communicating things but you can't feel the love, that also is a test of discernment. But you get to experience the real deal here and see each other coming into more of the proficiency at reading the energy and communicating clearly with love from the heart. Beautiful. What can we see for how the masculines are viewing their feminine? The Hermit and Etheric Reflector. So we just got this in the Spine of Fire reading yesterday. Spiritualization of matter and reflected light. So they are reflecting on the reflection, the mirroring of the two of you, but most importantly, your spiritual alignment. So the Hermit always meditates on that star path of destiny, the higher timelines, and these masculines are seeing how you feminines reflect their essence on that righteous level. Their highest potential, their greatest goal, their view of love, they see it reflected in you. What's the advice for you masculines? Silence, snow. Yeah, to meditate right now. So you are following divine guidance to really tune in to these awarenesses, these gratitudes deeply. It's a very highly personal message here. I remember a few weeks ago we got the message that the masculines, that you're falling in love with the feminines by seeing who they are more accurately now than ever, and that is a continuation here, but specifically seeing the spiritual light that is shared by the two of you. Advice for you feminines, the Well. Oh, this is one of the 2 ascended cards. So this is going with the flow. This is basically taking a load off and trusting that the love is here. King of Cups, the Well, that's all about water and emotions and that thirst being quenched. I'm hearing that your thirst will be quenched when your masculine finds the voice to communicate their love to you here. They are in hermit mode, deciphering what exactly it is. And let me tell you, it's going to be so beautiful, feminines, when your masculine starts expressing from their masculine energy of truth to you. It's not the same as feminine expression. It's going to be absolutely gorgeous. What can we see for the heart space for the masculines? Baby steps, no longer juggling, no longer giving into situations that have kept them away from here. That is now mirrored though with reflected light. They see how the two of you have been navigating your own circumstances and situations, and they're really pacing themselves now. They're not panicked that they're going to lose you. They're not so worried that you're not coming through things in an equal time frame. I'm getting the sense that there's more confirmations of the togetherness, of the energetic parallels and synergy that's going on. They're seeing the correlations of some of these lessons for the two of you. Temple of suspended endings, standstill, suspended animation, and holding space. So they've been holding space for you. Oftentimes we'll hear that the feminines are waiting on the masculines, but I have a belief that all divine counterparts are aware of what their counterpart is clearing and moving through to some degree, and each is awaiting the other's karmic completion. What can we see for advice for you masculines? Endurance, rock. Yeah, so there does seem to be a prolonged period of navigating the distance before union. Your feminine didn't anticipate things would take this long. You didn't anticipate things would take this long. But there's some solace in it because it's only time can reveal the depth of what has ended up coming up to be seen in the spaciousness, in the solitude. Look how serene this image is. That doesn't feel frightening. That doesn't feel inconvenient. That doesn't feel not worth the wait. And so, yes, continue just to allow yourself the privilege of knowing that you are on a sacred journey of seeing things more accurately and realistically for what they are, without illusion. And that is essential for true love. I just heard the divine say, I commend you masculines for this noble path, this hero's journey. What can we see for advice for the feminines? Continue overcoming the devil energies. We saw that in yesterday's feminine reading, or the other day, about feminines really overpowering those devil thoughts and looking into them to see where they stem from and what can be shifted. So this is continuing to hold that wholeness, the peace within you, and not have issues of pride about why your masculine isn't coming forward or choosing you. It's not about that. There are real beautiful energetic things playing out, and so the focus needs to shift from feeling rejected to really looking at the value in these spaces in between. What can we see on the Heart of Hearts? Perseverance. So here's picking up that torch, that purpose path, and subconscious awareness, Akashic information. So yeah, we did get this for, I believe, the masculines in yesterday's reading, the Sacred Union reading. So this really is your spiritual gifts unpacking, masculines, and stepping into leadership, putting yourself out on the line with the channeling and being an advocate from the divine realms to share guidance and information and your wisdom and your humor and your light energy. What can we see for advice for you with this? Wow, wildness, electricity. Wow, the dance, it's electric. So there feels like some wild abandon, cutting the rug, letting loose, dancing on the horizon, potentially masculines. This is lovely. The electricity is in the air. Storm chasing, I just heard. But you know, when you can dance with the forces, the dimensions, this is like ecstatic dance as well. So I'm getting really shamanic feelings from this, electronic music. Doesn't have to be, but this is electricity and it looks like dancing. So there's a lot of letting your hair down and kicking up your heels energy here, that kind of carefree energy, masculine. So the advice is really move your body, allow for the freedom to come in, the play. This is part of your purpose. Your purpose is not meant to make you feel like you are twice your age or half your freedom. This is meant to bring you into wildness of life, aliveness, and fun. And that is, accessed in the Akashic layers, because you can pull on anything that brings in joy and aliveness. When you're multidimensional, you don't have to just see an example and emulate it to conform. You're drawing across the dimensions for inspiration and creativity and improvisation. What can we see for the feminines? Knight of Pentacles. Keep laying this foundation in your own soul right now, feminines. Building that stability that does not require your masculine prove you right or wrong. That you are just in your energy, living your life to the fullest. What can we see for the biggest challenge for the masculines? Keeping their thoughts straight, not daydreaming too much about their feminine, keeping focused. So commitment, connection, flexibility, resolution. This can mean that you've been worried about resolving anything perceived in this connection, masculines. And also I'm feeling with this flexibility that it's about you getting some nudges of where your feminine might fit more completely into your life. There seems to be a lot of juggling, a lot of consideration about all the factors, all the things that you spend your time on, that your feminine spends their time on, and really looking at where your commitment and connection might fit in. So pray about it, I'm hearing. What is the advice though? Richness, marine life. So water might resonate, the ocean might resonate, taking a trip to the ocean with your feminine or on your own to meditate about these things. Really fortifying your commitment. So tuning into the depth of emotion here, but possibly taking a trip to talk, to get to know each other, to commune over what you both want, how you can juggle your lives to not compromise, but have win-win, how you can blend, how you can merge, how you can integrate into each other's lives. You're being asked to see it as an exercise in richness and diversity and fulfillment and this tapestry that is better for the two of you coming together, that is enriched. And for the feminines, Ace of Swords. So right now, don't worry too much about what your masculine's coming to with these meditations. Find your truth, but hold on to it loosely. Know what you think from what you have to deal with, the information you have to deal with. Come up with the best that you can discern. Pray for innovations that might be beyond what you think you know, but hold on to it loosely, because your masculines, like I said, are going to knock your socks off with the ideas that they particularly have about this enriched, shared future together. So they are working on seeing this as the most beautiful, abundant opportunity of their lifetime that they get to unpack with you and navigate with you. And so know your truth, but get ready for your masculine to exceed your expectations in so many ways, is what I'm hearing. What is the solution for this, masculines? Magician, you don't have to force anything. If the journey's taught you anything, it's taught you everything, is what I just heard. You have all of the resources, the tools, the information you need. You know your feminine's energy signature. You are learning yours just as profoundly. And that, when we purify to this level, you can do no wrong because your hearts are in the right place. So it's going to come in. This chamber of teleportation on this card is reminding me of the Akashic card. We can draw on any kind of solution or strategy or abundance needed when two or more are gathered in divine name, in shared vision. It manifests exponentially. What can we see for advice regarding that? Cleansing storms. Okay, so there's more of that electric kind of energy with the lightning, and opportunities and conversations coming up just like lightning striking. We don't know when, but we're so here for it. We're so equipped to handle it. We don't have to prepare, overthink, overanalyze. We don't have to prep for getting into these communications. It's going to strike like lightning, and it's going to be awesome, is what I'm hearing. So masculines, relax, allow for you and your feminine to channel what's needed. It's now about coming together and trusting that you're both in good hands. What is the advice for the feminines? Wow, the Magician as well. You also don't have to force anything or premeditate anything. Trust the alignment. The alignment is bringing you together because you are both at a level of freedom and integration and balance where you now can come together and give and receive authentically from that heart space, from the soul, and watch the magic unfold. Watch it bounce off of each other. Watch it ricochet and exceed all of your imaginations so far. It's going to be so much better. You know, as we're coming into union, we're tempering the mania, the limerence, the resistance, and we're just getting into this place of anticipation, this readiness. It's like we can see these storm clouds and the electricity filling the air, and it's approaching, and we don't have to, know what's going to happen. We're safe. We can just dance in the rain. Dance in the outpouring of this connection together. Oh, it's so beautiful. What can we see for the near future? The world in the inverse and spiritual strength, virtue, and valor. So we get to close out this energy of the world together. So there will be conversations in declaring to each other what has been left behind. So that doesn't mean that we're asking each other if there's any unfinished business or attachments. This is an opportunity for both to proclaim, I've gotten victory. I have victory in these ways. I've been working on these karmic things, and guess what? Success. I'm closing those out. And part of that closure is getting to proclaim it to our counterparts. That's what I'm hearing, that we get to give and receive the acknowledgement of our spiritual virtue for having come through as masters and working the puzzle of solving these karmas independently, and now getting to come in and talk about it with the one person who really gets us and who understands that spiritual way of processing and navigating things that brings in lasting and profound healing, progress, solutions. So part of the final chapter of closing out karma is getting to compare notes about the successes. I have been looking forward to a message like this since I got out onto YouTube. This is absolutely beautiful, and here it is. And dark matter, mystery. So again, masculines, you don't have to unpack and forecast what the mystery will entail once you get there. This is literally about allowing the process, dropping the resistance, dropping the holding the connection at bay, and now saying yes to the opportunities for togetherness. I'm literally, I just saw my counterpart's beautiful smile looking into my eyes, you know, and we're going to be standing face to face when these conversations and this togetherness comes in, and it may not be a lot of words, it may just be that knowing look between the two. Yeah, so feminines, let it sink in at how far we've come in the energy in these readings. Let it sink in, let those instructions sink in that heal the heartache, that repair all of the damage, that let all of that go, that thank it for what it's shown us, that thank it that we are the generations that are clearing that. Yeah. What can we see? One card here regarding this energy that the masculines are moving in and coming to, and assertiveness. We got this the other day, so I'll just recap. You know, this is the confidence that you are coming in, you're getting that again. So continue to boldly allow your heart's truth to direct your movements here. This is an eclipse. This is also, our next eclipse is September 3rd, 4th. One is never afraid of the unknown. One is afraid of the known coming to an end. Oh, the known coming to an end and closing out and being graduated and being acknowledged by the two of you is just the beginning of heaven on earth. Wow. Okay, many blessings, everyone. Bye for now.